We're here with Matt Weir, who is the sculptor for the statue here in Oldham County of Colonel Oldham. Matt, how did you get into this?
I don't know. I kind of started doing sculpture work, a long time ago when I was very young. In Louisville, we have a junk pickup day kind of thing, and I like to think that I used to go out into the neighborhood and bring stuff back into the garage and hammer and nail it together, and
just came up with something.
Yeah, I was always painting and drawing, and then it kind of became more and more sculptural as I grew up and matured.
Right.
I worked with a number of artists in Louisville, Kentucky, as an apprentice for people at the Bright Foundry. It's a fine art bronze casting sculpture foundry. My good friend Raymond Graff, Paul Fields, Craig Caviar, blacksmiths, sculptors, all these different people. And as well, got my degree from U of L with a Bachelor of Fine Arts in Sculpture.
Oh my goodness.
So it was a big mixed package of work.
So you just picked up something from everybody that you worked with.
Yeah, I feel that you really cannot rely only on a singular perspective to give you the tools you need to do whatever you want to do in life.
Now, how many hours did it take you to sculpt this one statue?
No idea.
No idea?
No
You
idea.
didn't keep track?
No, I don't want to know.
That's kind of like with me. After 12 o'clock, I don't look at the clock anymore. Then I don't know how late I went to bed.
I mean, I have no idea.
It was a long time.
A long time, yeah.
Well, okay, from the time the contract was signed until it was finished, how many months was that?
Well, that was a pretty significant amount of time. It was about 2 years.
Right, that's not bad.
No, it's not bad. I spend a lot of time on my work, and like I was saying at the little announcement ceremony.
You can tell the detail in that is amazing.
Yeah. I feel that if you're going to put something out here for the public to see, and that a lot of people paid money for, that it's really got to be the absolute highest quality. Also, it's going to be around on this planet for probably thousands of years. So if it's got my name on it, I want it to be really, really good.
You want it to look nice for that long a time.
Yeah.
Now,
so however much time it takes to do that, is how much time I spent on that.
What is it made of?
It's cast silicon bronze on a limestone base. So the base is carved. The whole concept is essentially that he's it's kind of a moment in time sort of composition, and he's sort of walking in a kind of downhill way, but what he's standing on, the actual pedestal, is an unfinished column. So it's just like in front of a courthouse or wherever, a fluted column. And I did that as a design because, he was killed when he was about my age, about 38. And I kind of presumed that, he would have gone on to, become one of these people that we know well. George Roger Clark, Daniel Boone, someone of that nature. And, his column is kind of unfinished, He was able to impact the world around him as best as he could at that time, and had he lived longer, I think that column would have been finished, and whatever that symbolizes.
There's no telling what he would have done if he had lived on, because he was not one that sat still.
Right, absolutely not, yeah. So, so it's bronze on limestone.
How many photos did you take in order to create it? I know you took a lot of photos from different directions in order to get the wrinkles in the clothes, and so about how many photos did you take in order to be able to create that?
It was probably around 100 or so of actual, photos of my friend, the performer Will Oldham, the living person, also known as Bonnie Prince Billy. He posed for me at Locust Grove in the Revolutionary War clothing, that uniform.
Yes.
And so I'm literally wanting to see how this fold concludes into that other fold, and where's the stitching on this fabric, and how heavy is this material? What is it? Is it wool? Is it cotton? How does it lay? And all of these things. So I took probably 100 or so photographs. It was actually me and another photographer at the same time taking photographs and video. You know, I can kind of stitch together a couple photographs, you know, by looking at them and say, okay, I can see how this transitions into that. It's also nice to have a video to actually, you know, kind of slow motion time and watch where a thing goes as you spin around it. It's a lot like a computer is how I think about it now. You know, we have these, you know, great capacities of technology to scan something, which is also a part of what I did for enlarging this sculpture. Is I scanned a small one, but you know what it's doing is putting together angles of, you know, in image form of this thing in 3 dimensions, and that's what I'm trying to recreate from a flat image. You know, I'm trying to stitch it all together myself and make it 3-dimensional. So
I think you did an amazing job.
Thank you
the
very
detail
much.
on this. When we show you guys the detail here in a minute, we're gonna really get close and show you some of the detail. He really did some painstaking detail on this.
I did. A lot of the tools I use with stone, I've been, you know, carving stone and doing sculpture work more professionally for about 20 years or so. Stone carving is what I was doing first. I worked with a sculptor named Paul Fields and really got into carving. So a lot of stone carving tools, you know, chisel and hammer.
Right.
And then the bronze, I made just these small, simple wooden tools. Some of them are store-bought, others are, you know, just wooden that I fashioned myself, but they're in various different shapes and sizes to get, you know, broad surface detail versus, you know, working inside of the ear. So that's, I guess, some of what it took to get some of that detail is a variety of tools.
Now, are you on to work onto another project yet?
I've got some projects and some very patient clients that have been, that I've said I'm working on a big project from Oldham County. I'm almost done, then I'll get back to your piece.
Oh, wow.
I've got some other things in the works, but you know, always what's happening is my own work. You know, it's not every day that I wake up and say, well, today I'm going to make a statue of Colonel William Oldham, you know, but it is every day that I wake up and, you know, think and kind of take notes on work that I want to produce in my own vocabulary.
Now, where is some of your artwork? I know you say your own art, so there's a place everybody can go to see and maybe purchase some of your other art. Where is that?
Well, you know, I'm not associated with a gallery, so, you know, I've got a studio in Louisville, Kentucky. You know, you can contact me through my website. There's artwork there.
And your website is what?
It's mweir.com. M as in Matthew, Weir, W-E-I-R.com. I've been kind of working on my website, and it's sort of split up right now between my own work and other more monumental work. So pieces like the tiger I made for Sanix High School, and other bronze statuary work, and pieces I've made for cemeteries and things like that are not on that site. One major piece that I did was for Bernheim Arboretum. It's called Earth Measure. And so that stone showed up to me at about 8,600 pounds, and now it weighs around 6,000, so about 3 tons.
Right.
The piece at Bernheim Arboretum, done in honor of Barry Bingham Jr. and commissioned by Henry Heiser, weighs about 200,000 pounds.
Oh my goodness.
Yeah, so it's a lot of rock parked out there for a long time.
So it costs more to move that rock than it did to make the rock.
Yeah, you know, exactly. And it's not rolling pins, you know, from Indiana. We're big cranes and trucks and all that. So.
Well, my goodness. Well, is there anything you'd like to tell people about what you do that maybe they don't know that would intrigue them to actually go to your site and look at it?
Yeah, I'm sure lots of things. To sum something up, I would, you know, I'd say, you know, give attention to artists and support young artists. You know, it's a difficult way to go to become, you know, a professional artist and to make a living at it. You know, I think that one thing that's really important is to not give up. is to focus on your work. Give it the time that it needs, and just keep making work and try to be the very best you can, because there's a lot of garbage out there too, and we don't need any more of that. So
so just do your best.
Yeah, do your best.
Keep going.
Exactly.
Well, Matt, it's wonderful that you were here with us today. I really do appreciate it.
Thank you. Yeah.
And as for you all, I'm Debbie Crawford, and we always appreciate you watching. Sponsored in part by Lazy Daisy Farm and Wedding Barn in Milton, Kentucky. Booney's Water Conditioning, serving southern Indiana and northern Kentucky. Etiquette Enrichment with Sally Plass. Artist Matt Weir at mweir.com. Produced by Bridging the Gap Productions.